Hello. This clip shows how to connect the SolarEdge 3-phase inverter with Synergy technology to DC, communication and AC. Let's identify each cable entry at the bottom of the connection unit. The inverter has 2 DC glands or 6 MC4 connectors per unit, an AC gland, a protective earth, grounding gland and a communication gland. If using a connection unit with a DC switch, turn it off. Remove the cover. Let's open the connection unit and identify the connection area. Here are the DC terminal blocks. Here are the AC terminal blocks. And here is the communication area. There is no need to open the primary unit cover. Each unit has a separate DC bus. Make sure to follow the unit design rules in addition to the inverter design rules. Connect the DC connectors from each string to the DC plus and DC minus MC4 connectors according to the connection unit labels. If you are installing a connection unit with glands, follow these steps. Strip 8 mm of the DC wire insulation. Insert the DC cable into the DC gland on the connection unit. Connect the DC wires to their terminal blocks according to the labels on the terminals. Use a screwdriver to clamp the wires to their DC terminals. Now let's connect communication. It is recommended to connect communication before AC for easier access to the connectors. We will connect Ethernet and RS485. Ethernet is used to connect a master inverter to the cloud-based monitoring platform. Connect Ethernet with a shielded Ethernet Cat5 cable. Remove the seal from one of the openings in the communication gland and insert the cable through the opening. Connect it to the Ethernet plug on the communication board. Connect the other side of the Ethernet cable to the Ethernet switch. RS485 enables creating a bus of up to 31 inverters connected to one master inverter. There are 2 RS485 connectors, one for in and one for out. Remove the seal from one of the openings in the communication gland. Use a 4 or 6 wire twisted pair cable. Insert the cable through the opening. Pull out one RS485 terminal block connector and loosen the screws of pins G, A and B. Use one terminal block for the next inverter in the bus and one for the previous inverter. In the master inverter, only one terminal block is used, as shown here. Insert the wires into the terminal block. Tighten the pin screws and check that the wires are fully inserted and cannot be pulled out easily. Push the terminal blocks firmly all the way into the connector. Connect the other ends of the wires to the following inverters in the bus. Terminate the first and last inverters in the bus by switching a termination dip switch located on the communication board to on. Now let's connect the inverter to AC. There is an AC terminal block for line 1, line 2, line 3 and neutral, and a separate terminal block for protective earth or ground. For grounding the primary unit, you can thread a 5-wire AC cable that includes a protective earth wire through the AC gland. Or thread a 4-wire AC cable through the AC gland and thread a separate protective earth wire through the protective earth gland, as shown here. Connect the ground cable to the grounding terminal block. Open the gland and insert the AC cable. Strip the external and internal cable insulation. Remove the protective cover placed over the AC terminal blocks. Connect the AC wires to the ring terminals. It is recommended to place shrinks over the ring terminals. Remove the protective cover placed over the AC terminal blocks. Remove the terminal block screws. Connect the ring terminals to the terminal blocks according to the terminal labels. Tighten the terminal screws. Cover the AC terminal blocks with the protective cover. Secondary grounding is required. Connect a grounding cable using ring terminals and serrated washers. You can connect the grounding cable to either the mounting hole or grounding screw of each unit. Close the connection unit cover. Attach the switch cover and secure it by tightening the 6 screws with a torque of 10.3 Newton meter. The DC, communication and AC connections are completed. We are ready for the next step. Please join us in the next clip where we will show you how to commission the inverter.